earlier this week, in a joint operation involving Correctional Services and the South African Police Services, sent 200 officers to go and raid a prison facility, the Johannesburg Central Prison, known to us as Sun City Prison. In it, they found various forms of contraband, including cell phones, as well as televisions and drugs. The call for a review of the Correctional Services Act has since been made by former Member of Parliament and former member of the COPE Party, Dennis Bloem. He now joins us to elaborate on this. Dennis, good evening. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. When you ask and call for a review of the Correctional Services Act to be taken on, what exactly in the Correctional Services Act do you think to be an impediment towards justice, as well as how prisoners live out their lives in our prison facilities?
Good evening, Oliver, and the viewers. We are talking about rights and privileges of inmates and in general in correctional service facilities. You see what is happening now with all these illegal items that they are finding in the prisons. It's not a new thing. We have said for many years that please tackle this thing, because this act is giving these inmates too much power and privileges. And then you are also taking the rights of prison officials. You are weakening the arm of prison officials. That is what we are talking about here.
Okay.
This self and all this illegal electronic gadgets will come to an end if we address this issue of rights and privileges of inmates in prison.
Okay. Spell out to us what rights and privileges do prisoners currently have afforded to them by the Correctional Services Act that you believe they should not be having?
The first one is to have a laptop inside a prison for educational purposes. Now, that thing is very dangerous, Oliver, because people, these inmates, are using it for communication. You know, I think 10 years ago, when I was still the chairperson, an inmate in St. Albans prison were producing a video there with his laptop, a sexual video there with his laptop. We are saying that let us first start with banning this type of things. Change it, because now the prison officials don't have any power. We are screaming and doing whatever we can against them. But these people are allowed to have that. You remember that the court even dismissed an application of the Correctional Services Department to say that inmates must not possess laptops and computers. But the department, the court ruled in the favor of an inmate. That type of thing is totally out of order. The second one, access control, Oliver. It is a very serious problem because people are going in and out without a search. You know, Oliver, when you are reviewing this act, you must give back to the prison officials the right to govern over an inmate. An inmate has more rights now than a prison official.
Yeah.
A prison official can't tell a prisoner what to do. Then he will be charged. That is wrong.
In explaining why it is that certain prisoners have been able to have cell phones and various other contraband in prison, the prison officials, at least Correctional Services, said that sometimes it is unscrupulous actors on behalf of correctional services, like prison wardens, for instance, that cooperate with prisoners to ensure that this happen. That seems to be less about what is spelled out in the Correctional Services Act, but rather than just corruption on part of prison wardens. How do you deal effectively with that?
No, in my statement, Oliver, I said we must also review the recruitment system of correctional services. When you recruit, you must make sure that this correctional service officials that you are recruiting must not be criminals, must not be corrupt people, because some of them are smuggling in these cell phones, these gadgets, and everything, even drugs, because many of them have been arrested for smuggling in drugs. Now, it is also part and parcel of the review. You must have credible, honest people, staff that will not be corrupted by these people. These people are making a lot of money inside prison.
Yeah. Dennis Bloem, thank you so much for that. Really do appreciate it. Spokesperson for the Citizens Forum.